Well, hello, my beautiful Aquarians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for mid-June right through to mid-July 2024. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aquarians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who is coming in towards you, what opportunities are coming your way, and basically any information you need to know regarding your finances. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to know regarding their career or their money situation? Can you please guide them? Who are they meant to meet to help them on their path? Is there any networking opportunities, any opportunities coming their way to move to the next level? What's their finances looking like at this time? What should they expect for the future? Can you please guide them on their path right now? What do they need to see? Now, your first card there is the Devil card. Okay, so that is your protagonist energy. I definitely see that you're trying to follow your passions, trying to reignite your lust for your career, almost like revamp your career in some way. Some of you may be feeling a little bit obsessive about your career. Perhaps you're working really hard and you're feeling a little bit stuck at the same time. Some of you may also feel a little bit uncertain. There are changes afoot and you feel you have to be extra flexible during these changes, which means some of you may be overworked, overstretched, and not really seeing the benefits of your labor at this time. You may also feel that you don't have the resources available to you to do exactly whatever it is that you need to do. You may also feel like you're currently working in a toxic industry or a toxic environment, or perhaps whoever you work with or for, even if you are an independent worker and you're an entrepreneur, you may feel that there are not healthy working practices or healthy cutoff points in your working environment right now. You may feel that it's constantly demanding more and more of your time and your energy, and you're exhausted. So I feel, especially with the Hangman, there's definitely this indication that you need to rest, or at least need to shake things up a little bit in order to acquire new knowledge, in order to relax a little bit more or streamline your schedule so that you are on target, but at the same time not burning yourself out, okay? Now, let's get to each card individually. Your first card there, of course, is the Devil card. Now, the Devil card, I always say it's not an evil card. Each one of us gets to the Devil position on the major arcanas. It's basically each person's moment in life. We all get to a moment where we feel a little bit stuck, where we feel it's truly helpless to change our circumstances. And you may also feel that, you know, there is change afoot in your situation and you're trying to control your part in these changes. Sometimes when there is a level of uncertainty, or you feel that someone is abusing their power in a situation, or something isn't fair, we try to really hold on to something that perhaps is not working for us. And the universe is kind of trying to indicate, hey, there's something else over here that's way better for you. Maybe it's time for you to change, because, you know, things do not get uncomfortable until it's time to change. So that may be your body, your mind, or your soul telling you that something isn't good for you right now. I mean, for some of you, especially if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you're addicted to work. You are a workaholic right now. Even if you work in a company, it feels like you go above and beyond, and your protagonist energy indicates that, you know, you're ambitious, you're not greedy. However, I feel like your level of ambition is really taking you to the top, but at the same time, I feel like something needs to change because you are very close to burnout with the cards that you've got as your overarching. It says here, watch out for risk-taking behaviors. Don't let lust override your judgment. Now, this is very important advice, of course, because if you are about to get a new opportunity and they're giving you a lot more money, sometimes you have to ask why. There may be an undercurrent, you know, you're going to take on more responsibility. You're almost going to be bonded or tied to the company or to the work. And it may mean that you miss out on things with your family, your friends. So it feels like you're really looking at the working environment right now, looking at where you feel stuck, but also I feel like you are liberating yourself out of a position that you feel that you've been in for quite some time, and you may feel a little bit bored or distracted, or you may just feel it's not hitting that spot in terms of what you really want to benefit from your career long term. So it may be that the finances are not right. It may be that the people are not nice to work with. It may feel that you've hit a plateau or a glass ceiling. It feels like there's no room for maneuver. Whatever it is, with the Hangman energy, it tells you, relax, you've got this. Some of you will be acquiring new knowledge over the next coming weeks or months. It could be that you're actually upskilling or going on a course of learning to get a certification or qualification that helps you open yourself up to alternative opportunities. Now, for some of you, especially since you got the Strength card and the Hangman here, I mean, the Strength card, it's in the resistance position. Some of you may feel like an opportunity fell through, it didn't go your way, and you're feeling extra disappointed. But I feel there's no such thing as missed opportunities. What is meant for you will never ever pass you by. You're being guided towards something different, something better at this time. But I see that you're sacrificing a lot of your time, your energy, and your focus, and you're just feeling exhausted because this card, it is in the resistance position, so it can indicate you've been struggling. There's been a lot of pressure on you. There's a bit more of a demand. So whether it is that you work for yourself or a company, I feel like the pressure really is on right now. But I do see that there is going to be some respite. For some of you, it could be that you're working towards a deadline, or you're working towards going on a vacation, you're tying up loose ends there, or you have some sort of date in mind where you want to complete a task or a project or a responsibility, and you're going to be completely on target. So just relax, okay? Easier said than done, I absolutely know. But I feel that recently you've really been up against it. And with the Strength card, it will go into the upright, which means, you know, you're going to have infinite possibilities to utilize all the resources at your disposal. Really interesting. I'm seeing a set of knife and fork right now. It's so random that it's come up there. I'm scrying in the water at the same time as doing your reading. So either you're listening to this reading and it's lunchtime and you just bought out some, knives and forks, eating utensils. I mean, when I really think about it, what do knives and forks do? So they look at the whole piece and you choose a piece and you cut off a piece that you want to eat, right? So it could be that right now you're dissecting your career and you are choosing the things that you want to do and basically cutting out anything that wastes your time or basically isn't working anymore. I mean, for some of you, it could also be that there is a tasty opportunity headed in your direction and you are about to tuck in because it's right for you. With the Hangman, it means that, you are in a period of inaction, but it's also allowing new opportunities to manifest towards you. You're waiting for the right one. So I feel that there is change here. I mean, I'm going to move away with respect from that image because I'm not really sure how else it is relevant to your reading other than you actually sitting down to eating something when you or listening to this reading, but it could also be tools at your disposal that you're going to utilize those and really utilize your skill set as well. But it says here, compassion and a cornerstone to resolving conflicts, and do not lose hope. So anything that's in the resistance position, as I said, will go into the upright. I feel like you have the inner strength and you'll have extra energy, tenacity, ambition, and you're actually going to be very productive over the next coming weeks and months. As you move into July, things slow down a pace for you is what I see, especially with that Hangman energy. So I feel like you're under pressure from like mid-June I think you've been under pressure already, but I feel it'll continue. I hate to say that, but it will continue up until middle of July. And then things start to take a pace that is more manageable, is what I see. But actually, I feel like you're on top of it, on top of deadlines, you're goal-oriented. And I feel, you are acquiring some sort of new knowledge or information that will help you streamline the way that you work and bring a little bit more peace into your situation. Now, it literally says here, there are more insights to be gained before you jump back into the game too soon. So it can be that, of course, you are trying to see something in your working circumstances, whether it's a problem that needs to be solved or whether it is a toxic environment. Maybe it's a person abusing their power, micromanaging you, because I'm really being drawn to this Leo type energy, because of course the Strength card is a Leo card, but I'm really being drawn to this stare. So you could have someone who's been over your shoulder, micromanaging you in some way. And I feel that you're going to hear that this person is going to really take a step back. You're going to feel it first, but you may hear that this person is either going to be off work for a little while, or they're going to be moved into a different sector. Things just get infinitely easier when this person's energy is removed, is what I see. I mean, it could be that they're going on a vacation, but I feel it's a little bit more long term. So, but with that Hangman energy, I feel this is a card, especially when you apply it to a career or money situation, it means relax. You've got this. So I feel, no problem will be ever given to you unless you were not deemed to be able to deal with it. And I feel like you are able to deal with this. So whatever it is, I feel you're not taking any risks at this time. I feel like you're maintaining a status quo. Almost feel like it's business as usual, but you may be waiting for new opportunities. Some of you may be keeping your eye on the job market right now to see if there's anything that gives more money. But as I said, make sure if you're offered something that seems too good to be true, there may be a reason. So it could be that you're paid to do this wonderful job opportunity that people, would deem a really dream job. But when you get there and work with the people, you find that actually the people are not so nice, or it drains your soul in some way, or it just feels like it's not a nice environment for you. They may be paying you for the boredom factor, or they may be paying you for the fact that they feel they can treat you however they want, and that's not true at all. So I see some of you looking at how toxic your industry or your work environment is. Now, that could be that, you're just expected to suck it up. What I mean by that is there's more work, more responsibility, no extra money. You're just expected to just do it. Okay. And some of you are like, I can't do this anymore. I feel like you're valuing yourself. You're looking at healthier practices in the working environment. You're being diplomatic about changing your circumstances. And I feel for some of you with the Hangman, you're just waiting either for a bonus or waiting for the right moment and the right opportunity to come along before you leave a position. And if you're an entrepreneur, it could be, a difficult client that you're hoping once you get their project out of the way that you sever ties with this person, because I feel like you'd rather deal with nobody than deal with somebody who is constantly bothering you and disrespecting you or trying to undervalue your goods or services. Okay. For some of you, especially if you are an independent worker, you may come across somebody who tries to barter. Let me just say that again because the cards were loud when they fell on the altar. Barter your services. So it may be that you basically charge a certain amount for whatever it is that you do, and someone comes along and goes, I love what you do, but you know what? It's not worth that. It's worth this. And you're like, well, I'm the person who's creating the business. I'm not budging on my price or my fee because I value my skill set. You just watch and wait. Stand your ground. This person, they'll be back and they'll accept it, but they'll grumble, and you may need to sort of wonder whether you are going to accept their business or whether you're just going to wait for someone else to sort of be a client, because I feel part of you is like, I'm not sure if I want to deal with you actually. So I feel you looking at your sense of value in your career. Now, this could be across the board. It doesn't have to be an independent worker, but looking at your cards, wow, this is a big period for you, my beautiful Aquarians. You've literally got, oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen a reading like this. We've got the Judgment card, the Star card. We've got the Death card. We got the Ten of Swords, which is a minor arcana card, but it is a big ending of something. Then we got the High Priestess and the Hangman. So this is like the majority of your read so far is major arcana cards. So these are some big decisions you're making. This is a big period for you where things are shifting so that you can be completely in alignment with your life's purpose and mission. You're listening to your calling, and you're intuitively and instinctively, I would say, making some major changes that end a difficult period. I mean, you've got Queen of Pentacles, you're multiplying your wealth. Some of you are thinking about new ideas to upskill, to basically invest in yourself, stick to your plans, not just multiply your wealth, but some of you may be thinking about being a little bit more nomadic in your career sector, or working from home. We've got the Knight of Swords. You're putting plans into practice. You are basically having a major overhaul in your career. This could also be a major overhaul, like winds of change in your industry, and you're feeling it. It's almost like you're ahead of the curve right now, and you're prepared for change, but you're putting yourself in a really good position to weather any of these changes. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? I definitely see you inspired. The Hierophant. Oh my gosh, this is unreal. I can't believe it, but it's very, very positive. Okay, so the Hierophant as an outcome card, it does indicate new knowledge. So some of you are learning skills off grid or under the radar in order to change your pay grade or change your next steps so that you can either set up second streams of income, become your own boss. I definitely see entrepreneurship vibes here as well. But let's get to the cards, because your first card there is the Judgment card. This is your true calling. This is your starting position. Right now, you're thinking about your direction. You're thinking about what your heart is saying to you, what your soul is saying to you, and you're listening. And you're actually going to discover or have clarity on what your next steps are. Because I feel, whatever next steps you're taking, they are make or break time for your career. And I feel like you're making a break for it towards more money, towards opportunity. So I feel for some of you, there's a new job on the horizon, or if you're staying where you're at, there is a sudden promotion vibe here, which gives you an increase in money. And I feel, have faith, because something you waited for a long time, or you've been playing the waiting game, it feels like it's going to pay off. For some of you, this could be launching a business, or it could be that you're branching out in some way if you're an entrepreneur already. But whatever it is, I feel like your plans are going to be in motion in the next 6 weeks, and there is so much success surrounding you right now. The Judgment card indicates that you're protected and directed towards where you feel like you need to be. And this is a really critical time for you, because whatever you've been experiencing that is difficult, it's behind you, and it's forward only now, and success is the direction that you're headed in. For some of you, beautiful Aquarians, you may have lost your job, or you may have been made redundant, or perhaps the company you were working for was closing, or if you were an independent worker, it could be that you are closing a branch of your business. I feel something has been super hard, and it's almost like you're recalibrating right now, rebuilding, but what is to come is way better than what you've been experiencing. So if you have come to this reading and you've been searching for a role, a new opportunity, or a new endeavor that you're going to put into practice, I feel that your plans are going to take shape, and I feel something is being offered to you that is going to be more money, more status, and your reputation is going to increase as well. For some of you, this could be that if you lost out on an opportunity, you're letting it go. You're feeling that it was potentially like a dead-end opportunity anyway. There's something even better to come here. So whether you're currently in a working environment and you're looking for new ways to expand or be challenged in a really healthy way, I definitely see right now you're in the weighing things up, strategizing, you've got a plan. And with the star energy, this is about getting clear on the next steps. I mean, this card, it's in the resistance position. A lot of you felt really tested. So it's like you got it in the reverse as well as the upright. So I feel there has been a very testing time here for you. I mean, for some of you, you've literally been going to a class or studying something online, and it's coming to an end, and you're going to get a qualification, and you're going to pass with flying colors, and it gives you an opportunity to actually increase your finances. But for the rest of you, The star energy is about being appreciated for what you do, especially after a very testing environment. I feel like you are singled out for success in some way. So it doesn't mean that you're leaving a position if you don't want to. It just feels like the way that people treat you, because the Ten of Swords can be like someone not being very nice, let's put it that way. It's almost like there's no support, people gossiping, people basically being out for themselves, let's put it that way. So I feel that kind of energy is being left behind. Now, that may mean that a lot of you beautiful Aquarians are actually deciding to leave a toxic environment because you deserve better. And sometimes we accept less than we truly deserve because the job market's really hard right now and things are economically fluctuating, but you're still going to find an opportunity that is way better than where you're at right now and is also better for your health. Also, with the star energy, the majority energy I've got for your reading here is about being inspired, new ideas. You're embracing these new ideas and you're going to be very excited and have the energy to implement all those plans that you've got in motion already. It's almost like you're building upon them. The star energy tends to mean that you are attracting more opportunity, you're attracting more abundance, and you are moving towards a brighter future. Something you've been wishing for or waiting for is actually coming around for you now. For some of you, this may be something that was put on hold, okay, or was promised to you but it wasn't delivered. Suddenly it feels like the blockages are being taken away and things start moving and flowing in your direction a little bit more. For some of you, this could be money blocks. You know, sometimes we go through some money blocks. They're being released now and more money is flowing towards you. But with the death card here, something big is ending for you. Now, this could be, as I said, a person who has been causing some trouble in the working environment, or a client, or even your industry. It could be that things are just really hard and it feels like a shift. It feels like a change of management or a change of the usual people who are the gatekeepers, shall we say, to opportunity. It feels like they are being removed or stepping aside at this time. And I feel, you know, this change means something greater is coming your way, because as one door has closed upon you, I feel several others are opening for you. And this is a time where you are basically leaving difficult situations behind, and it's almost like you're revamping either the way that you work or you're revamping your finances. This could come in the form of a change of job, change of career, just change of viewpoint, perspective. But as you can see, it's like something that perhaps you felt was done or finished, there's actually still growth there, okay? So I feel it could be that either you feel that you're being ignored or passed over for opportunities, but actually suddenly a new opportunity arises and you understand why the other opportunities were not made available to you, because another role is way better for you. If you're an entrepreneur, this could be that you realize that something you've been investing in that's been super hard, it just hasn't been working, and you may actually get some new information of how to adjust your approach, and suddenly the blockages are free and you are free flowing towards whatever it is you want to accomplish. Now, because we have the Devil card and the Death card here, it also indicates that something needs to change because you've been feeling stuck. So if you've been accepting less than you truly deserve or desire, or someone is underestimating what you bring to the table of your career, I definitely see that you are a force to be reckoned with. You have so many major arcana cards here that you are bringing your A game, and I feel success is assured here for you. But some of you, as I said, you are actually naturally gifted at what you do, and I feel that you also are investing in acquired knowledge. And again, it could be online videos that you're watching for free, but it could also be a course of learning that you're taking, or a night class, or something that you're doing to upskill in some way, because I feel it'll only be beneficial for you long term. But also with the Devil card and the Death card, it can tell me that some of you are just feeling really bored. Same old thing, different day. You want something to change, and you want a little bit more spontaneity in your working environment. So you may look at new practices to keep things running smoothly. You may be utilizing new technology, for example, that can really aid you in your pursuit of your goals, but at the same time, it makes things faster so that you have a little bit more time for you. Also, some of you, not all of you, you may feel that when there is a bit of a lull or a bit of downtime, you may be like setting up a second stream of income for yourself, moonlighting, or perhaps, doing something that you enjoy doing for you. And for example, if you're in a company and you work for a company and you've got all your work up to date and you've got like a couple of hours to spare, you may be like, okay, I'm going to write that screenplay, or I'm going to write that book, or I'm going to set up that company that I've been yearning to do. And I want you to be aware that just be a little bit mindful, because with the Devil card and the Death card, I would say that if you tell anybody your ideas or they see you doing something in the working environment, I feel like you could be called to task on it. I feel there could be some repercussions, okay? It's almost like someone could make something really difficult for you because they want to do what you're doing, but they just don't have the time. So if someone's passing and they see you like doing something for you on work time, just be a little bit mindful and make sure you don't get caught, is what I see there, okay? But also, I feel, especially if you're an entrepreneur, sometimes you put yourself under a lot of pressure, high expectations, because the Hierophant, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, I feel like you have very high expectations of yourself and what you want to achieve, but also that puts you under extra pressure. Remember, you can move at a steady pace. It doesn't all have to be done today, is what I see there, okay? Now, what's in the past position? We got the Ten of Swords, difficulty, hardship. For some of you, this is an energy that indicates that you either let go or there was someone who was basically bullying you or challenged you in some way, and I feel like, you're moving on from that, and intuitively you can see that this person is basically afraid of your skill set. They may even feel that you are capable of taking their role, and they feel like they're not done with that role yet, so just watch out for jealous eyes or envious eyes, okay, because I do feel that someone at the earliest opportunity, they would try to hold you in a bad light or say something against you, is what I see. But I feel they're waiting for you to react in some way, but you're not giving them that. So it makes them a little bit more cross, but hey, they got to deal with that. It sounds like a they problem, not you problem. So with that Ten of Swords there, though, it again indicates something big is ending here. There's a new beginning, a fresh new start. Now, swords are all about the mind, so it can be that suddenly you've had an epiphany, how you can change something that makes it easier long term. It could be a new way of filing something. Could be that you are, on a personal level, cutting out subscriptions that perhaps you've been paying for but you don't utilize. Maybe you find better deals with service providers. For some of you, you're cutting links to things that perhaps, slow you down. And I feel this is a time where, with that Ten of Swords energy, it's really kind of energy of you letting things kind of go and starting again. You're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. So it could be that for some of you, there's a level of perfectionism here, especially if you're a creator. It could be that, you start something, but then suddenly you start to doubt yourself or you start to rethink it and you kind of like scrap it and then you start again. I feel like you need to be a little bit mindful of perfectionism there in the next coming weeks, because you're really awesome at what you do, but sometimes you're a little bit extra critical upon yourself, and I feel compassion is called for at this time. Now we do have the High Priestess. Now this is a card of kind of like opening the door to the subconscious mind, where you're reprogramming something. Okay, so this could be that you're reprogramming how you feel about your skill set. Also, you may be really opening yourself up to how you show up for yourself. You sacrifice a lot of your time and energy into what you do, so you may as well enjoy what you do. And if you're not, I feel like you're making some big changes here. But there may be some new projects, new ideas that get put into practice, but also I feel like you are basically learning from yesterday to reprogram today so that you can change your future and it's brighter and more financially viable as well. Now, for some of you, this could be a review. So some of you, especially with the star energy, there may be an appraisal over the next coming weeks. And what I'm seeing here is that it really feels like if you're working for a company, that they really love what you do. They see you as an asset. However, it feels like they're holding back on a promotion, or they're holding back on something, but the promotion will be made available to you. And I feel like they may try to offer you a little bit less money than the role actually deserves and that you deserve. But I feel with that Knight of Swords, you speak your truth, and I feel hold true to your word. You may negotiate a better deal. Now, it may not be exactly what you're hoping for at that time. However, it will staircase later on. I got to be honest with you. I do see you multiplying your wealth, but it may not be right away, is what I see there. And the same thing with you moving into a new role. If you are currently out of work or you're currently looking for a new job elsewhere, I feel like, you know, the money will be good, but it may not be what you aspire to, and you will work your way up and you will reach your goal financially and surprise yourself and get even more. I see a lot of you being capable of being a consultant in whatever it is that you do. You are naturally very talented and very knowledgeable, and you're utilizing that knowledge right now to change your circumstances. But also the High Priestess, it can be some of you are behind the scenes doing something to change your working environment, whether it's to set up second streams of income or branch out in a different way. You're keeping quiet about it right now, and I feel moving in silence on your plans is actually recommended, because I feel that someone may either try to take your ideas and run with it themselves, or there may even be a breach of confidentiality as well. So just watch out for that. Now, the High Priestess, as you can see, all that wind is kicking up a storm, a sandstorm. So you may feel that there is change afoot in your industry or in the environment that you work in. You're prepared. Okay, this figure is completely covered and is withholding the storm. So I definitely see here that intuitively you know that there is change going on, and you may be waiting out the storm until the right moment appears for you to take a new opportunity or make some major changes in your industry or your job role. Because I feel with the High Priestess energy, this is a card of caution, and it may make you feel a little bit uncertain, or some of you are feeling a bit of fear because you see your industry changing, or you see your company changing, and you're just wondering, is everything safe? Is it going okay? Well, the answer is yes. With the Five of Pentacles in the resistance position, that's a hope and a fear. So you're hoping for more money to come in, or to recover from a very difficult situation. I mean, some of you may be healing from a very toxic exchange or toxic environment, or even that you've been so under pressure that you're at breaking point and you need some time to heal or to really recover your energy and resources before you move forward. So I feel this is a period of reflection before you take the next steps on your career path. But with that Five of Pentacles in that position and the Queen of Pentacles there, it means you are going to be able to tap into the potential to multiply your wealth. Okay, you're sticking to your plans at this time. Now, in the near future, and we do have the future position, the Hangman, we've got it twice. This is an indication that, yes, you are basically working really hard, investing your time and your energy, but you're also looking at, is it worth it? Okay, sacrificing all of this time and energy, is it worth it? And you may be looking at the exchange to see if the money is right, if the payoff is right, really, whatever it is you're working for. But that Hangman, it really says, relax, don't fret. You know, you're opening yourself up right now to new perspectives, and you will know the information you need to know when the time is right. So some of you, if you have gone up for an interview and you haven't heard back, you may be a little bit nervous, thinking, oh, another interview that's not going to go my way. But actually, I feel there's a little bit of a delay for a reason. I feel it's hierarchical in nature. Someone who needs to decide something may be on a vacation right now, and when they come back, then things will start moving. So don't sweat it. I feel the right opportunity is coming towards you. Also, if you work in a company, I feel like you have friends in high places at the moment. So you have allies and alliances, and I really feel there's this energy of you've been tested for a new role or a promotion, and you may see it from your viewpoint that actually someone's playing hardball. They're not being their usual self, or they're being extra critical, and you're feeling a little bit frustrated. However, from their viewpoint, they're going, okay, we need to really test Aquarius just to make sure that they are ready for this new role, because I'm backing them, I'm endorsing them. So it's almost like they're just giving you that extra nudge to see if you're capable of stepping into this role. So I feel it really is about perspectives at this time. If someone is exhibiting really negative, unprofessional behavior, of course, take them to task. You've got the Knight of Swords, which means you're erecting healthy boundaries. You're not letting anyone cross that boundary. Now, I do feel with that Hangman, something you've been waiting for is going to come your way. But right now, I feel like it's almost like you're on hold, thinking about your next steps and just focusing on your plans. You're going to be very productive in the next 6 weeks. This is about you being grounded. It's about you being the architect of your dreams. You're committed to your goals. You're working really hard. You're honest and diligent and focused. And I feel right now that you're using all your resources really wisely. I mean, on a personal level, this is about you focusing on your pensions. It's focusing on paying your bills, repayment plans, all the necessary stuff that makes life run smoothly. It's important. It may feel dull and boring, but it means that you are functioning in life to a degree where you don't have to worry as much. So I feel with that Five of Pentacles, if some of you are worried about finances right now, there is going to be extra resources at your disposal for you to utilize as well there. But as you can see, this figure, money on the mind and mind on the money. And I feel like you are thinking up of new money-making ideas that you will put into practice, because that Knight of Swords there tells me that you are going through some sort of change in your career sector that will benefit you. I definitely see that you're going to be very logical about your tasks. I feel that, you know, for some of you, I feel like you've been battling away on something and biting your tongue a little bit. So it could be someone that you have been just appeasing at this time because you just want to keep your head down and just make money to pay your bills and just live the life that you aspire to. But I feel this person, whoever they are going to be removed from your immediate circumstances. So whether that's, as I said, I feel it's longer than a vacation. Could be they get seconded or they leave. Okay, I feel a lot of you are feeling unappreciated right now, and it just feels like there's extra pressure and you're really under it, and it just feels like a lot. But with the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like you're totally on top of things. Some of you may be even thinking about how can you do something from home or earn extra money in order to make sure you and your family are secure. Because the Queen of Pentacles, she doesn't ever just think about herself. She thinks about the people she really cares about. Male or female, not a gender-specific reading. It's about the energy. What I see you doing is showing up for yourself. You're under pressure, but I feel like you're utilizing new ideas to make sure that you can keep the pressure off and hit your deadlines, and just keep doing until such time as you have a break or take a vacation. Because these two Hangman energies, a lot of you, the main energy I'm getting is you're working towards a trip or a vacation, or even if you're taking a couple of days off and poodling around in your home space and being like, you know what, I'm getting some things done for myself, kicking back with a book, a relaxation CD. Do they do CDs anymore? Probably not, showing my age. Maybe music online, whatever it is. I feel like you're just finding that sort of point, that sweet spot where you can have a moment of, you know, relaxation and reflection. Now, the external circumstances indicate that, yes, it's been a very busy time. Knight of Swords is someone who is very fast-paced. You've been in an environment where it's just go, 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 and you have been on the go. But this card, it also indicates that you are someone who's very financially savvy. You are very instinctive. You understand business. You understand that things are not personal, and you are someone who adapts to change. But also this indicates that, you know, you're going in the right direction. You're doing a great job. And if no one told you today, I'm telling you today, looking at your cards, you've really been under it, but you're doing a great job and there is respite. You will reach your goals, but also I feel things are about to change for you in a monumental way that is going to be very beneficial. For some of you, this is you thinking of ideas of how to be more nomadic in your working environment. Maybe you want to do something that you love, but you want to take it on the go, travel to different countries, maybe you know, get a company car, whatever it is. I feel like there's a time where you're really tapping into what you're passionate about at this time, and anything else is kind of falling away right now. Also, because I do see a lot of change of management going on. So you may be looking at these changes and wondering how they'll affect you long term, but I see that you're an asset to anyone's team, and I feel that right now you may be a little bit worried or nervous, but the change is actually really good for you in particular, so have faith, okay? Now, this is a hope and a fear. The Five of Pentacles, as you can see, it looks like someone's smashed right through that and they've run off into the distance. So some of you are like, you just want to run away, or you want to break away, you want to break free from something right now, break free from worry, from struggle. It's hard, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there, but I can also see that instinctively you know there is change afoot, and I feel with that Five of Pentacles, it is in the hope and a fear position. So you're hoping that some of you, if you've spent a little bit too much last month, or you're basically noticing that everything that we use in life, food, gas, if you have a car, for example, the electricity that we pay bills on, things like that, those prices increase, and you may be just feeling the pinch right now. But I do see that there is going to be a fluctuation in those resources, and there will be some respite. I feel some of those things are actually going to come down, believe it or not, probably because it'll come down before election time, right? But I feel there is some change going on here that will benefit you. And I'm going to pull a quick card on this, because this is a card also that indicates some of you, you're run ragged right now. You're exhausted to the point where you could basically tip yourself over to like a seasonal cold or feeling run down. So I feel, pay close attention to what your body is telling you at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides. Whoa. Okay. Now, I haven't seen this card, but I feel it's like a Nine of Swords. So this can be anxiety or nerves or sadness, but it can also indicate the pressure is on, and sometimes having a good cry can release some pressure. It's not going to change the circumstances, but I want to see what the card is. Oh, it's a Ten of Swords. Okay, so I was close, but no cigar. But the Ten of Swords there is an indication that this hardship, it's coming to an end. So I feel the only way is up now, okay? It can also indicate that you learned a lesson, either someone you couldn't trust in the working environment, or, you actually stand out from the crowd. Whenever you get a Five of Pentacles, that's really two things. Well, it's three things, really. One I've already mentioned, which is difficulty or feeling a lack of appreciation. But also, it's a card that indicates that, number one, there is an overlooked treasure. Something that perhaps you stopped doing years ago that perhaps you're really good at, you may return to that in the next coming weeks or months. This could be an artistic talent, doesn't have to be, but it could be something that you may utilize as a second stream of income. And for some of you, the Five of Pentacles, in an industry or a world where everybody is having the same kind of ideas and really not standing out. The Five of Pentacles basically asks you to tap into that sense of finding what makes you unique, because you are unique. So I feel some of you with those swords, this could be that you are silencing the inner critic, that you are actually having a little bit more compassion for yourself, and you're not telling yourself that you lack anything. It can be that you are going to choose a healthier state of mind to be a little bit more positive. Easier said than done. I totally know that. We all go through fluctuations of feeling really low or really high. We all do it. If anyone tells you that they're happy and high all the time, I would be a little bit suspicious of that person, but we're all different, of course. We may try to be positive even when things are really difficult, and I see that you're trying to hold it all together right now. I feel there may be someone, I'm just picking up on a person in your energy that feels like they're not supporting or they're making things worse right now, but I feel like you're holding your own, and that person, whether it's comments, whether it's behavior, it's like water off a duck's back. You're there like, you know what, you're not going to derail me or make me stop my plans. In fact, it's almost like they're giving you fuel for you to be more successful than they or you can ever imagine. So I feel it's going to work in your favor and not in theirs. But again, that Ten of Swords indicates, it's got as tense and as difficult as it's going to get, and it's all up from here. And the Hierophant there is have faith, okay? But also the Hierophant is a card that indicates that, especially with the High Priestess, it can indicate that right now you're kind of like a little bit suspicious of people who are the guardians to the industry that you work in or who run the company, establishments. You may be a little bit like, things are changing, but they're not really telling us about these changes. And intuitively, you're nailing it. I feel like you call it. You're almost like preempting some change and you're protecting yourself because of it. This could also be financially regarding, economic situations. You're intuitively tapping into this level of change that we can all feel right now. And I feel like you are protecting your position because the Queen of Pentacles is a protector, protecting finances. I feel like you're on the right track, to be honest. And, but right now, it's almost like this watching and waiting and making sure that you secure your position. Now, also the Hierophant can be to upskill, to learn new things. I see a lot of you being so knowledgeable about what you do that you may actually use the skills that you've got, write a book or a course of learning, and actually put it out there as second streams of income, passive income. So it's almost like you're doing all the hard work right now, and that's why you're under pressure with it. And then when it's ready, you release it. So a lot of you could have actually, these two cards could be super positive, like you've been working on a project or something that, you've been exploring for quite some time, and now it's ready. Now you're like, and relax, I'm done. So it could be that you're going to see a publishing deal or you're actually going to publish something, get it out there, let it be seen. I see a lot of you being recognized for some sort of award or even some sort of positive result that sees you get a bonus or a raise, but I feel in some way it's delayed. So you may actually get the news of it in the next 6 weeks, but it doesn't come until later on, is what I see. So firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug because I see you're under a lot of pressure and you're exhausted, but I do see winds of change that work in your favor. And I see some good stuff coming your way, better than you're anticipating, that's for sure. But I also see a lot of you being a wordsmith. Words are your superpower in the next 6 weeks. So if you're taking an appraisal or a presentation, I definitely see that, you're going to be on it. You're speaking your truth. You're making some changes that benefit you. Also, I want you to be aware that there is one rogue card in this deck. Okay, it's meant to be there. So don't be freaking out that, there's one card that's different from the rest. It is meant to be there in this deck. And not everybody gets that card. Okay, so let's see if it pops out for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? They want me to go one more, so I will. Thank you so much. Can you please guide my beautiful Aquarians? Okay, so we have the pendulum. Okay, so we have anchor. Okay, money blocks. I did mention money blocks, but I feel like those are coming becoming free, as it were. It says being stuck, financially sound, water related, travel, stable for now. So yeah, stable for now is definitely the energy that I was picking up on. Money blocks are being released. We've got the Buddha there, which is life purpose, more than money, spiritual wealth, counselor, being guided and on a divine path. So really searching for direction at this moment and being guided intuitively to where you need to be, but also having faith, trying to find peace in your working environment as well, rather than pressure, trying to manage stress levels as well. We've also got eggs. And, the first sentence there is starting over. So some of you are literally starting from scratch, but not really. You're starting from experience. You may be migrating skills that you have found in other areas or arenas. But it says here, saving up resources, nest egg. I definitely see that with that Queen of Pentacles there for you. Healthcare. So again, that's about being able to afford healthcare, but also it's about putting your health needs first in the working environment. New opportunities and insurance. So I feel a lot of you are going to be able to repayment plans this month and save a little bit. But also I feel there is a new opportunity coming your way that either was delayed or has been waiting for the right moment to materialize in your world, but it is on its way. And also we have pendulum. And it says here, fluctuating income, indecision, new strategy, seasonal work, job change, making choices. And as I said, I feel there's this just floating energy right now where you make decisions. You're not rushing into anything. You're seeing what new opportunities arise towards you. And I feel like you are on the precipice of change. But one thing is certain, I feel like the level of pressure that you're under needs to change. Otherwise, I feel it's going to be very overwhelming for you. Not in a like detrimental way, but I feel, you know, just to get the best out of your situation, something needs to change. And change is afoot here because it's on the earthly plane position. So I feel it benefits you. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune for you before we close. Okay, we've only got one, and it's a great one. This is the home rune, which basically indicates security. It basically indicates that you've been on a mountain, you've been climbing it, and now you're going to reach the top of it. It can also indicate that you're thinking about where you belong in the working environment, whether you want to be nomadic, move to a different country, whether you want to move to a different department. It could also be that you're trying to save for property. So you're just taking up all the hours you can to earn extra money in order to fund that. For some of you want to relocate. But ultimately, because we've got the Queen of Pentacles and the home rune, this indicates that some of you, majority of you, are thinking about things you can do from home to increase your finances. I definitely see you multiplying your wealth, but I feel right now you're just in a very explorative phase, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Aquarians. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aquarians, and love and light.